Good afternoon and welcome to Red Hawk's Adventures. This is going to be installment 2 of my videos. The first one I actually shot quite a while ago, and I have made quite a few changes to the motorcycle since then. So today is going to be a walk around on the motorcycle, highlighting a bunch of the changes that have been done, and a second video that I'm going to do on this is going to be some modifications that I do, and I'll probably post that modification as a second video or a third video after this. I've got to take and drop the front end of the tank, possibly raising the back end of the tank just a little bit. Not entirely sure how I'm going to do that yet and make the seat still function, but we'll take a look and see how that's going to work. But when the original owner put this on, he put an FXR tank on it. The way he mounted it, the front end is up just a little too high where the filler neck is. You cannot use the entire volume of the tank. It will only hold about 3.3 to maybe 3.5 gallons of gas, and it's a 4.5 gallon tank, so I need to drop the front end down a little bit. I've already checked, I have enough clearance to do it. It is going to sit down low over the engine and everything a little bit, but it will do it. But in order to do it, I need to relocate the coil. So I have purchased a new top motor mount that allows me to relocate the coil between the two cylinders on the left hand side, allowing me to use shorter spark plug wires, which I have yet to get, but we'll be doing that shortly. But there were some other modifications that I did do to it in between. The last video you saw, I had the factory 2-up Sportster seat on it. Since then, I have added a factory Sportster backrest with a shelf for putting stuff on so that I can use it to commute back and forth to work. I've also put a set of factory Sportster Harley-Davidson Sportster saddlebags that came off of a 2007 Sportster. I removed the lowering kit that was on it because the lowering kit kept allowing the back tire to bottom out into my wiring underneath and tear up the wiring in the back. And I had to fix that 2 or 3 different times, even though I've set the tension up on the shocks. And I still may have to go one more notch up on it just because, well, I'm, above 250 pounds, so it only really seems to bottom out if I hit something really hard, really fast, and which I don't do very often. So with that done, let's do the quick walk around on it, and I will explain what these parts are that are on it, and what other stuff that we may be doing here in the near future. All right, so here we are on the left-hand side. So what this has, we're looking at the carburetor right here. This is the carburetor and a Dragtron 2 air cleaner, which this is what came on it when I initially bought it. Or when I got it from my, when I got it from my dad's estate. So I did have to replace that carburetor because the original one had fuel left in it, and apparently Makunis don't like that. I could not get it cleaned out and I couldn't get it flowing. It just wouldn't work. So we work our way back over here, and of course this is the FXR tank. So the way this thing is mounted, it's mounted up right up here, and it's just a little too high. And this is the part I have to move. I am going to leave this here. It does have enough room when I drop it down for that to stay there. So this bracket's already been modified so that I can do that and leave this sitting here. And so now let's go toward the back. I added the pegs to it. These were already here. I need to clean them up and get them shined up and make them look a little pretty, but I added pegs to it, and I do need to go and get different bolts for them. I had to go this way because I could not get the bolt through this way with the pipe there. And and then the way this is bolted in, it's you can't put the bolt through before you have to have that mounted down there first. So this is the factory Sportster seat. As you can see, it says Sportster on it. And then here we have the right side Sportster saddlebag. It's the teardrop shape. Colors on here match the colors on the seat, like the two came together, even though I bought them from 2 different people. Then I've got the back luggage rack and backrest. Now I had to replace, or in order to put these on, I had to relocate my turn signals, and so I chose to go with these with the amber lens and the dark lens over here, or with the red lens here. And yes, this is a brake light. It comes on at the same time this one does. And this is the turn signal, and I have the same on the other side. And then I also did go with a lay down license plate bracket for that relocation. So this lens will be getting changed out in the near future. Well, I don't know how near. Then this is the other one here. And I want to get a lower profile with the LED board in it. I've only found one that will work with the 95 and earlier, and it plugs into where the regular light bulb plugs in, as opposed to the other ones that use the factory back that's got all the separate plug-ins. Okay, and so here is the other saddlebag. One modification I plan on doing with the saddlebags is right in here. I have a short spacer that came with the saddlebags on the front, and I have a longer spacer that I had from some other items. I think it was actually a furniture kit, to be honest with you, that I put in the back, and it does leave some space up here on the front. And I do want to tuck these over a little bit further, but in order to do that, I have to cut these down, and I've got to get my reciprocating saw, or my well, I got a saber saw. It's kind of like a tabletop version of a jigsaw, up and running, and get it set up so that I can actually cut these the way I need them cut, to the length that I need, so that I can eliminate this and get this whole thing over. Coming down this side over here, it's got the factory battery box on it. I have added the stuff in here for, well, this actually runs up to the front for a USB that I'll show you, and then I do have another one that's back here. It's under the seat right now for hooking up the battery tender. But I'm looking at ordering a piece that replaces this piece and this battery cover and makes it all one unit. And so when I make this, when I turn this into the tribute bike that I want to turn it into, I'm going to put that piece on here, and then that's where the little Harley-Davidson shields with the last names and first names for my parents, my wife's parents, are going to go. So we're going to have those there. Now, the modification that I'm doing today is going to replace this bracket, and the coil's going to go over here. I'm going to have to probably move this filter, which means I may need to rebuild the original petcock that was on here. It's a straight down petcock, and I have the parts to rebuild it. I may have to rebuild that and put it back on here so that I can actually run this down over this way, just so it's out of the way, because I don't know that I can tuck it in behind all of this. So this over here is where the horn and everything was, and I am going to have to figure out a bracket for my choke, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that yet. I have a piece that I'm going to try to use for it, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to mount it maybe over here, and so the choke will come out over here, but we'll see. Then moving up from here, I replaced the factory blinkers or mirrors with these black ones, and unfortunately we have had this fall over just once with me standing on it, and it did this right here, and then I had a second time where it fell over and I did this chip in the paint and put the small dent in the tank. But those are minor little things. When I go to do the repaint, I'll take care of those. So this is one of the things I did. I swapped out this bracket to the dual with the tachometer. But while I have the tank off today, I've got to get in and check out the wiring on it, because while the lights and everything work plugged into the factory harness, the tachometer itself isn't working, and I believe that is because the original owner put in a aftermarket electronic ignition, and he didn't go through the regular wiring harness, because there are no components in the back where that should have been, where the original management system was plugged in underneath that cover. that plug is just there all covered up with duct tape. And so I'm pretty sure that that new system is directly wired in. We come up here to the front, and the only modifications I have done up here on the front is I have put LED turn signals in here. These burn white when you're not using it as a turn, and then they turn to amber when you turn the turn signal on. And so they flash from white to amber as you're going. So another modification that will be happening to it is I will be replacing this factory headlight with an LED headlight sometime here in the near future. Now, this bike originally, before it was sent up here, if you notice, it's got the quick detach pieces on it for a windshield. It had a windshield. It got loaded on the trailer backwards, and nobody thought to take the windshield off and stow it separately. So somewhere between Colorado and Montana, where the shippers realized that the windshield wasn't there anymore, it blew off on the freeway. So I've checked into it. I have the style of windshield that was on it. It was, it's a police shield style windshield, and they look okay. That's really kind of not the look I'm going for. And so I have found a couple of not the Gauntlet itself, but Gauntlet style windshields that are set up for these. And they're not real expensive. I've found several of them on eBay for the whole kit, brand new, for under $100. A lot of them are right around $65. So that is one of the modifications I may put on it. And those typically have a separate bracket. It moves that headlight out just a little bit to fit in the Gauntlet piece that goes down on the front. And a lot of those are quick disconnect, so you can also take it off if you don't want it. But it'll give me a nice windshield. It'll come up, and it'll be helpful around here, especially going into this fall and winter when if it starts raining, it'll help keep the rain off while I'm actually driving. So that's going to be that will be an added plus here in the near future. So anyway, that is the walk around on this. Those are the items that I have done to it, and the items that I plan on doing to it here in the near future. And so tell me what you think. If you guys have any suggestions on what I can put for a fairing on the front. I have toyed with the Batwing fairing for these. I've seen a few of them. Keep in mind, I am not looking for one with a big audio. I'm not a big audio guy. So anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like buttons, and hit the bell for the notifications for any new ones that come out. And if you could, pass this along to your friends. The sooner I get to 100 subscribers, the sooner I can get a unique URL that will actually feature my name instead of that generic gobbledygoo that YouTube puts on the video for the initial one. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video.